Bro, if you aren't hustling, what are you even doing? What's up everybody and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm gonna be going over 5 myths that surround the hustle lifestyle. Look, the hustle lifestyle, the hustle brand is everywhere, all over Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, you know, the quotes, the memes, the motivational videos, all of that. I don't even really like the hustle word that much, but look, I don't think it's all negative either. I think it can motivate you and inspire you, certain memes, certain quotes, certain videos, but they inspire you in the moment. You have to feed off that energy and keep it going throughout the day or throughout the week or throughout the month to keep you going on whatever your goal is. But it also gets a little overplayed and exaggerated, and that's why I'm making this video today. So let's get started. Myth number 1, quit your job. Look, you gotta be careful with this. A lot of the memes are like, if you hate your job, quit it and go do something else. You have to do this responsibly. If you have bills and a family to take care of, you can't just up and quit your job and chase after your goals. While I do think there is truth in if that you hate your job, you need to be working at ways to transition out of it. A side hustle, another job, educating yourself in the evenings. You can't just up and quit your job and go chase your dream. Dreams don't work a lot of the times, right? New businesses don't work a lot of the times. I'm not deterring you not to try them. You definitely should. You should make a plan to get out there and try something new and do something you love. But don't just up and quit the job and the money that you have coming in right now, especially if you don't have a savings or any money to fall back on. So that's myth number 1. Myth number 2, you have to get up at 4 a.m. This is ridiculous. It does not matter when you wake up. Yes, if you're up till 2 in the morning and then you wake up at 2 in the evening and you're not getting anything done, that matters. But it's what you do with your time when you are awake that matters. If you wake up at 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock and you do nothing for 6 to 8 hours out of that day, that's never going to serve you well. But if you wake up at 6 a.m. and you get started on work, and if you get up at 8 a.m. and get started on work, it doesn't matter. Your goals don't care what time it is, as long as you're working on them and working towards them. So don't get obsessed with getting up at 5 a.m. every morning if you hate it, and especially if you're just getting up at 5 a.m. just to get up at 5 a.m. and you don't actually start working until 8. That's never going to serve you well. So that's myth number 2. Myth number 3, you have to be working at least 100 hours a week. That's ridiculous, guys. Yes, when you first get started on a new venture, a new business, maybe even in your new career, if you want to get ahead, you're going to have to put in a lot of time up front. But that should not be your goal. There is a such thing as burnout. You do not want to be spending 100 hours a week, missing time with your family and friends and your health and fitness and all that stuff just for your work. There will be weeks when that is necessary, maybe even months. But if you're in year 7 and you're still doing that, you're going to hit burnout. You're probably not enjoying what you do or loving what you do that much. Maybe you are. And if you are, good for you. But most people will not be if they're putting in 100 hours a week. So again, you do need to work very hard at the beginning and a lot of time, but your goal should be able to find a balance between life and work. So that's myth number 3. Myth number 4, you have to attend these huge masterminds and seminars. Look, these things are great, especially for networking. I have friends that do them. I do coaching. Right? But some of these are costing like $10,000, $20,000, and $30,000. Some of them are $50,000 and more. If you have no money to do this and you're leveraging a credit card, leveraging a second mortgage, taking out money that you do not have or have a way to make back quickly in order to go to these things, they don't always work out. And in fact, the majority of people that go to these do nothing with the education. Please keep that in mind. Unless you're supremely confident in that you will use this education or it will make you money from going to these events, you have to be careful with this. There is plenty of free information out there or cheaper options to get you started at first. And then you build up to these big seminars and these big masterminds. But at first, you do not need to be going to $20,000 seminars. That's not how you should open it up, especially if you have no money saved and no money to invest. So that's myth number 4. Myth number 5, the harder you work and the harder you hustle, the more success you will have. This is not always true. They are not directly proportionate to each other. Yes, you should always be working hard, and I do believe as long as you are working hard, you will see some results, either if that's learning from failure or actually seeing big results. But it does not mean you are going to be extremely successful. Some people hit it big in their first few years. Look at people like Mark Zuckerberg and the Google brothers, right? And then some people work on things for 20 or 30 years until they start to see success from it. And they've been working just as hard as the other guy and for longer. So it does not always mean just because you're hustling and grinding every single day that you're going to be successful next week. That's not the case, and that should not detour you from working hard. You just need to have an understanding and realization that they are not the same. Hustle is not directly related to success. All right, guys, that's it for this video. I hope this helps break down some of the myths for you guys. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to me on YouTube. You can also follow me on Facebook at John Scholler, and I'll see you guys on the next video.